Hey guys, welcome to another quick take. Today's topic is 2DG. Is it the new COVID wonder drug? In today's video, I will be covering what 2DG is, who made it, how it works, what is its availability, what are the concerns about the phase 2 trials, and some unexplained dosage changes they made in phase 3. 2DG, formed by the Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences under the Defense Research and Development Organization in collaboration with Dr. Reddy's laboratory, is the new buzz drug that has been making waves in the news. So, what is the 2DG drug? The 2DG drug is nothing new. People have known about it since 1956 and research has been ongoing on its uses since then. Initially, it was used as a treatment for cancer and has not yet been approved for its use to treat cancer patients yet. 2DG stands for 2-deoxy-D-glucose, which is a molecule that is an analog to glucose, which means it is similar in its composition. To understand how it works, we need to understand a little bit about how glucose works. Glucose is the main source of energy for cells. The glucose molecule attaches itself to every living cell and undergoes a process called glycolysis, in which it is broken down and used as energy. Now the same goes for even cancer cells. In fact, cancer cells use more glucose than your usual cells, and that is where the role of 2DG came into play initially. The 2DG drug attaches itself to cancer cells just like how glucose would, but it doesn't undergo the process of glycolysis, therefore not releasing any energy and blocking the path for further glucose molecules to attach themselves to the cell, therefore effectively killing it. Now this same principle was theorized to be a weapon against the coronavirus, where the 2DG molecule would attach itself to the virus, cut off its path to energy and eventually kill it. This reportedly halts the multiplication of the virus, therefore controlling the infection. As for the availability, 2DG is being marketed by Dr. Reddy's and it will be present in the form of powders which can be mixed with water and consumed. So far, the 2DG drug has only been approved for emergency use, and that too in combination with the standard of care for coronavirus and not as a standalone drug. And please note that at the time of the release of this video, it has not yet been launched in the market. Also, it is available only on prescription and not available for over-the-counter purchase. Now that we know a little bit about what 2DG is, let's see if it is actually useful in the treatment of coronavirus. What does the data tell us? The first studies about the effectiveness of 2DG were conducted in April of last year. The phase 1 trials were conducted in vitro, which means it was conducted outside the human body. And as you can see in this image, what was found that there were fewer viral plaques in the cells that had 2DG. But this is not conclusive information. For example, as it is mentioned in this article from The Wire, many drugs up to 90 that have been approved for use against COVID from the US FDA, such as hydrochloroquine, were found to be useful against the virus in vitro but not so in the human body. Therefore, as the process of clinical trials go, further research was required in human subjects. Phase 2 of the study was supposed to be conducted in May 2020 in a group of 110 individuals. Now, before I tell you about some concerning things regarding the phase 2 of this clinical trial, we need to know a little bit about how basic research works. To ensure that the clinical research is robust, we must have a few basic requirements, such as sample size. The sample size or the number of people involved in the study needs to be strong or needs to be abundant so that any variances in the human population to whom the drug will eventually be administered to are accounted for. And a second important thing is control and blinding. In any good experimental study, the research is conducted on two groups. First is the experimental, who receives the drug, and then the control, who don't receive the drugs. This way, as we track the changes in the disease between the two groups, we know that the changes in the experimental group are in fact because of the drug and not because of any other extraneous circumstances. And at the end of the trial, while studying the effectiveness of the study, the researcher who conducts the evaluations must be blinded. That is, they must not know which group received the drug and which did not, so that it doesn't bias their opinions. And thirdly, every research must have a very clear, defined end goal so that we know what they were about to study and what was the resulting outcome. Now, to ensure that most of the research conducted in our country adhere to these basic guidelines, we have the Clinical Trials Registry of India. Every clinical trial that happens in the country must be registered to them. And now this is where the concerning part about the phase 2 trials comes in. Phase 2 trials were supposed to be conducted in 2 stages, first being phase 2A and the second being phase 2B. But there has been no documentation with the CTRI regarding the phase 2 study being conducted in 110 individuals. I actually went through the PDF or the research document that was submitted to the CTRI, and they only mentioned a total sample size of 40. However, they have mentioned below that the final enrollment numbers were achieved and the total was 110, but there is no mention of the study being conducted in that final population. And another thing that I want you to keep in mind for now is the dosage that was given to the patients at the phase 2 level, which was 45 mg per kg in the morning and 18 mg per kg in the evening. This will become relevant to you as I go on explaining further. Now comes the end point. The primary endpoint that this study was supposed to investigate was, will the administration of 2DG result in a score of 4 or less in the WHO clinical progression scale for COVID? Now this seems pretty straightforward, but what you need to know is that the investigators who were supposed to rate the patients after the administration of the drug were not blinded. Now, apart from being poor clinical practice, this is even more concerning because this study was run in collaboration with a very big pharmaceutical company, Dr. Reddy's, and when there is so much money involved, it becomes even more important for the conductors of the experiment to blind their researchers so that there is no bias. Now coming to phase 3, which was conducted in December 2020 and supposedly conducted on a sample of 220 people. Now in the document that is registered with the CTRI, they have mentioned clearly that it was done on 220 people, so there is no ambiguity about the sample size. But what is concerning is that there has been a sudden change in the dosage of the 2DG drug administered. If you remember previously, it was 45 mg plus 18 mg per day, whereas in phase 3, the dose has been up to 45 mg in the morning and 45 mg in the evening as well. Now that brings the total dose to 90 mg per kg per day. Apart from having no information about why they decided to increase the dosage, they also ignore some of the more important implications of the higher dosage, such as the increased risk of severe cardiac conditions if 2DG is used at a dosage of 60 mg per kg, according to this study mentioned in the wire, and the risk of having increase in a person's blood sugar levels if they ingest 63 to 88 mg per kg of 2DG per day. Now we don't know if the researchers have considered these 2 risk factors or not, but it is hard to say as there is no mention of these findings anywhere. So what now? Well, considering the fact that the 2DG drug has been approved for use by the Drugs Controller General of India, Dr. V.G. Somani, let us hope that the potential risks have all been accounted for and that the drug has been made safe for use and has proven effective in the treatment of COVID. But if I had to give you guys a final takeaway, I would say don't go by the news, don't randomly buy drugs over the counter or hoard medications, listen to your doctor and only go by prescriptions, and do not try to treat the patients on your own without seeking medical advice. Please take 2DG only as a prescription drug, and again I emphasize that this is an add-on treatment along with standard of care for COVID and not a standalone treatment. And as you guys should know by now, please wash your hands, wear a mask, avoid handshakes, always disinfect everything, and if possible, please get vaccinated. Thank you for listening to this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments and hit the subscribe button for more informative quick takes. Thank you. Bye.